up, guys? On the last episode of our $3,000 Corolla budget build, we sorted out the problem of getting the rear fenders to line up, and I think it worked pretty well. They're still in the same spot, they're not moving, so I think that problem is completely solved, which is great. We get to put the car back together now. The next portion of this build is gonna be finishing the front. At least I think it is. I'm kind of just putting the car back together and filming it, but we're gonna work on the front. We're gonna focus on the front in the beginning of this video anyway, which is why we're in the paint booth. So you may have noticed I deleted a lot of chrome trim on the car, a lot of the mounts for all the chrome trim, badging, all of that stuff. I'm not a big chrome fan. I'm gonna leave the handles chrome, but everything else is gonna go gloss black. So that's why we're in the paint booth. We're gonna be starting this video out by hitting the grille, the mirrors, what else? I guess that's it. The grille and the mirrors with gloss black, getting them ready to be put back on the car. And later in the video, we'll reassemble that. And then from there, we're just gonna keep moving, trying to get everything knocked out to get this thing put back together. I think I'm gonna start the interior next week as long as everything gets here. So I wanna have the outside done minus the front fenders. They're in the mail, I just checked. But I'm gonna have the outside done before we get into the interior stuff. And then the final mechanical touches will be after that. And then we will drive this thing down the road finally. It has been way too long. All right, let's get to painting. All right, so I went ahead and let these dry like overnight. The mirrors look okay. They already had some texture kind of on them, and I thought about sanding it down and getting them smooth. I didn't do that. I may think that that's a mistake later on. We'll see. We'll hit them with some polish and see what happens. It may not matter. The grill, though, looks really nice. Check this thing out. That paint is just really, really great. I mean, really great. Very impressed. This is a single stage black, so it's still a urethane paint like what you found on any car. But instead of being a base coat, clear coat situation, it's all in one. And for stuff like this, I think I'm actually a bigger fan. For like small projects, it's just easier, honestly. 2 coats of black paint and this thing looks really pro. So very excited about that. Also, somebody told me that these mirrors were Datsun mirrors. If you know what they're off of, let me know, because I definitely want to be able to replace them at some point if I need to. And the mounting system, the holes that I had to drill and stuff, I think are going to be pretty specific to this. I don't see any Datsun like badging anywhere, but they could be reproductions or whatever. All right, so this is the front end that we're going to use. Now, I did make like a custom front lip for this thing, and I was looking at pictures of that one versus the stock one, and honestly, I really just like the stock one better. Mine was real squared up, and it made it look kind of almost like Euro kind of, and I wasn't really a huge fan of it. This one fits the roundness of the front of the car, and it's actually one of the things of this car that I like the most. When you get that big, like fat bumper off the front of the car is actually really beautifully designed. It looks very Italian in how all of it's kind of curved and round. Even the openings for the vents and stuff are all rounded, but it gets hidden behind the bumper. So with the bumper off, I thought this car looked really great. So we're gonna use this this grill, but the problem was I kind of treated it like a scrap part earlier. So I drilled some holes in it. I hit it with a grinder by accident right there. Got another hole over here. So we gotta fill those in. I think what I'm gonna try to do is do this without filler. So that means fill it with just metal or just weld. And I'm gonna do it all from the back so that we can grind the front down and hopefully come up with something pretty nice without actually having to use filler. Mainly because I just don't want to break the Bondo out. So we'll see if we can do it. Hey.
Can you make a car-shaped sandwich?
A car-shaped sandwich?
Yeah.
You want me to make a car-shaped sandwich?
Yeah.
Like cut a shape of a car out of a sandwich?
Yes. I really won't. Can you do it for me?
I can make you a car-shaped sandwich, I think. You want to go try it?
Yeah. You made this whole big car.
I made this whole big car. I should be able to make a car-shaped sandwich. Right? Right. Alright, well, let's go try to make a car-shaped sandwich.
Okay. Hey, why are you putting black paint on that?
Just for this front, to make the front look a little bit cooler.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It doesn't have like electric locks or anything. It has
So I'm not sure where the camera left off, but basically my mirror fell apart and they were using these little tiny screws inside of here. These screws were really tiny and it just wasn't holding the mirror on, and I felt like it was gonna fly off at speed. So I got some big masonry screws. I think they're called masonry screws. I'm not sure. You use them when you do like tile flooring. They're real burly, really rough thread pitch. And we're gonna use these instead and see if that does the trick. I think it's gonna work just fine. So I had to take a break. The cool thing about living in the South is, hypothetically speaking, if you do something like leave your phone on top of your wife's car and then she drives off and it falls off in the road and gets run over, someone will pick it up and bring it to you. So I needed to take a break. This thing is trashed. I'm gonna see if I can get it repaired, but yeah, the funny thing is the guy that brought it to me, I keep normally a case on my phone that has like my information in it, and he brought it to me and handed it to me and said, you know, is this your address? And I was like, yeah. And he said, well, I figured I'd bring it to you because, you know, I thought he might want it back. He said, I know the phone's destroyed, but I thought he might want it back. And I started thinking, like, why was he, glasses falling off. Anyway, I started wondering, like, why is he saying he? This is obviously me, but I have just shaved, and in my picture I'm not shaved, so I'm thinking he might have thought I was the son of me in my driver's license picture. I realize I have a baby face. It's just part of it. It's actually starting to pay off now that I'm 29. So anyway, I took a break because of that. I just needed to chill, I needed to calm down. We'll get the phone fixed, it's fine. But now I'm gonna get back to the car. On the plus side, the car looks sick. I've got to put the other mirror on, and I wanted to drive it, but I ran over a screw, and so I've got a leak in one of my back tires that gotta get fixed. So I'm not gonna drive it this video, but I'll pull it out in the sun in just a minute, and we'll go over kind of what the next step is gonna be. But we gotta get the other mirror on. I think the screw trick thing is gonna fix it, so I'm gonna do that with the other one as well, because those little bitty screws, I just don't trust them for 70-mile-an-hour winds. So we will do that, and I guess we'll keep on moving. Back to it. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Oh, man. Go on. Let's do it. Can you guys see, like, the cuts on my arms from... It's crazy. That feels good. So something that I wanted to work on while I was kind of doing all this front end stuff is clearancing these front fenders. Oh, I didn't realize that screw was in there. Bummer. That's really not good. I was supposed to fill that hole in. Let's see. Well, that may get covered up with a fender anyway. We'll see. Either way, right now I actually think the fender the fender does mount right there, so we may have dodged a bullet. Anyway, the wheels still get really close to here, and if you hit a bump just right, you'll grab the fender and just ruin it. So what I'm gonna do is turn this wheel in and kind of see how much more I can clearance out here. I've got new fenders coming in. I wanna make sure that I never have to worry about this thing while I'm driving it. I like being able to drive my cars. It's like the MR2, a lot of people want me to lower the MR2, but with it at the height that it's at, I can drive it anywhere, and I don't have to worry about hitting the ground or messing up my fenders or anything like that, and I really enjoy that aspect of it. So I wanted the same thing to be the case with this car. So what we're gonna do is turn this tire in and just kind of see how far we've got, and we don't need much clearance, but we need, I would say, probably like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch from here for when it goes up and down and all that stuff. The car's also gonna drop down another inch or so, but we're gonna wait to do that when we have fenders. Ugh. All right, that's full lock. Not as much as I thought I was gonna get, but that's good. I don't think we're gonna have any issues right there. This side is not as close to hitting, but there is a little kind of weirdness happening right here, so I'm going to just kind of straighten this out. I've already clearanced this side a couple times. The times that you're like actually turning at full lock and hitting a bump are pretty low, but if I do have a time like that, I don't want this to just crush this fender. So I'll keep cutting until it works. Okay. Oh yeah, I feel good about that. So I think this is gonna work. We're nowhere near hitting the back, which is surprising, honestly. But we did move a bunch of metal backwards with a sledgehammer. And then the front, we're kind of close. This car is gonna drop down another inch or so, which will actually give us a little more clearance because this radius is gonna match the wheel better. Right now, if this makes sense, this radius is ending and the wheel is kind of in the middle of its widest part. So as you drop it, the center of the wheel is gonna come up kind of in more this range. So if we do need to cut more, that's okay. I don't wanna cut any more yet. I really wanna wait for those new fenders to come in. I wish they were here, but they're just not. So I think that's gonna be it for clearancing today. All right, so let's finish putting this thing together. So you can see that I laid out kind of a graphic here. I've got a bunch of leftover vinyl stuff from a wide body Audi we built about a year ago. If you're new to the channel, we did a wide body Audi and did a full livery on it. And so I have a ton of like 3M 1080 film just left over from that. And I wanted to do these little vents black so they kind of stood out a little bit more. I tried one, the camera shut off, but I tried one and it didn't look very good. And I think for these to work, they really need to be super clean. Like all the cuts, even the cuts around here, need to be really clean. So I'm gonna try to make some on my digital cutter. I've got like a CNC cutter kind of thing, AKA a Cricut. And we'll try using that to make a template and a little sticker to go on here. See if I like it. If I don't, I'll just pull it off, no big deal. 3M comes off really easy. Now there's one more thing that we need to cut, or not cut, but make. And you might have noticed I didn't spend a lot of time on this front edge right here. Originally I was gonna cut it off. I think I'm gonna leave it, but we are going to do it in black so it kind of matches the grill. And I didn't want to paint it, so we're gonna use vinyl. This color and the vinyl, this color, sorry, and the vinyl is basically the same. So we're gonna throw some vinyl down right here on this front lip, and then I think we'll be ready to roll it out in the sun. I think we'll be able to call that a day. All right, and that is a wrap on the assembly of the front end. I think it came out really, really great. I'm super stoked on the black and yellow. I think it looks awesome. So you might have noticed, we received a big package and this thing appeared in the middle of the video.
I am very excited about this. The front end was actually kind of just killing time. I did need to get the front end done, obviously, and it took a lot more time than I thought. But I was waiting on some packages. This is one of 3, and we are gonna be opening them on Tuesday. It's gonna be really awesome. We've never done this on the channel, ever. In the history of the channel, we've never done this. And so I'm really excited about it. So if you wanna see what's in this box, check back Tuesday on the Corolla build, and you can see that. A lot of you guys have been asking for this, and I think you are really gonna enjoy next week's video. It's gonna be a 2-part series, and I hope it's only 2 parts. And it should be really fun. Thank you for checking this one out. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button. We're gonna be finishing this car up in the next couple of weeks. And man, it has been a huge, huge transformation, and I'm so stoked about it. So let's see. Obviously, we are still waiting on fender flares on the front. They will be here soon, and we will get those installed. That'll be an easy thing. It'll probably just be added on or thrown into another video. Secret word of the week is gonna be dash, or if you just wanna put a dash in your comment, that'll work too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.